G'day. Who wins the battle of the brands? Garmin or Fitbit? This is my Garmin vivosmart 4, or as I like to refer to it, my Garmin Fitbit. And I'm not even kidding either. I do call it my Garmin Fitbit. And if you don't believe me, Richard can jump in here. We had a call yesterday and we were speaking about it, and I referred to it as my Garmin Fitbit. Because to me, it's a Garmin device that functions like a Fitbit. And so in that context, I think about who's won the battle of the brands? Who has won the battle for the mind of the consumer, me, in the area of fitness trackers, activity trackers? Most would probably say that Garmin has won because, let's face it, I bought their product. But I would argue that Fitbit has actually won because even though I wear this Garmin device every day, I still think about it and even refer to it out loud as my Garmin Fitbit. And so then I think about, why is that? Is it because Fitbit was the first brand really in this space, at least the first brand that I knew? Is it because Garmin was in another category of products and has evolved into these fitness tracking devices in recent years? Because certainly in my mind, the first Garmin device that I ever owned was a GPS, which I had in the car with me before we had phones and GPSs in the car. Is it because maybe that Fitbit is actually just a cooler name? Because Fitbit actually kind of says what it does on the tin, whereas Garmin really doesn't. I think in reality, it's a combination of all those things. And so then you think about, if I'm trying to create a brand that really resonates, that survives, that sustains over the long period, then I need to think about, do I have a cool name? Do I have a catchy name? Do I have a name that does what it says on the tin? Am I specialized in just this category? Am I the first to the mind of the consumer? Not necessarily the first to market, mind you, but the first brand to establish myself in the mind of the consumer. Or am I like Garmin, having different journeys and different iterations? Which, don't get me wrong, Garmin had to do because the GPS market obviously went away for them, so they had to then find another consumer product, and that was this. And so I think when you're building your brand, you need to think about all those things, because no matter how much money you spend on promotion and advertising later on, if you haven't established yourself in the mind of the consumer first by having a cool product, the right name, the right category, the right specialization, then I think you're going to have trouble. Even just spending all that money, you're still not necessarily going to get there. So ask yourself, are you winning the battle of the brands, or are you better off moving into some other category and then trying to own the mind of the consumer in that space? Because otherwise you might end up being a Garmin Fitbit. Then again, it could just be me. What do you reckon? Do let me know in the comments below. I do thank you for your time, and I will be back again tomorrow. See ya.